I love this next segment. Love, love, love it. It's about journaling because you don't have to be a great writer, a perfect speller, a creative thinker to keep a personal journal. But what you'll get out of just writing those thoughts down can be so immensely beneficial that we wanted to really delve into it with licensed professional counselor that is, and life coach Chris Dorn. You are here with not only some advice, but a wonderful product that I think, this is a baby book that you gave me.
Yes.
I guess it's been about 6 weeks ago.
Right, last time I was on the show.
And this one is specifically geared towards expectant parents.
Yes,
and mothers. And it basically walks you through the steps of just kind of writing down different thoughts, but not with specificity.
Well, there are little prompts. Sometimes people have a hard time journaling because they don't know what to write about.
Right.
And so there are certain prompts like the first time I felt you move, and then ... and you get to fill in all the blanks. So for people that are having a little bit of a hard time thinking of what should I write to my baby, this allows them to give them some ideas.
This is a great book, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to go a little bit broader about journal writing in general, because you don't have to be an expectant mother or parent. So what is the first challenge or the most common challenge that you find when people say, well, journal? What do you mean by journal? So what is the challenge that people have to sit down and actually write?
Well, I think a lot of people feel like they're afraid, oh my gosh, what if someone reads this? I shouldn't be writing this. And what I call that is your internal critic. And I tell folks, tell your internal critic to take a hike. Let's sit down and just write about what's important to you, what are your thoughts and feelings. And sometimes a lot of people will brainstorm, kind of free association as therapists we call that, where they just write down any word and then they pick a word and start to expand about that.
Why is it so good for us to go through those steps in that process?
Well, you know, there have been studies out there that say people that write about their emotions, their feelings, and their thoughts about particular situations or relationships or about themselves, they have higher immune function. So basically, they have much healthier lifestyle.
Emotional immunity or physical immunity?
Physical immunity. There are actual studies out there that prove that.
Okay, so it's not that you're just kind of helping your head and keeping yourself sane, but you're actually physically building up, you know, a stronger body.
Absolutely.
And I guess that would make sense because your emotional well-being is very much tied into your physical well-being.
Yes.
They talk about stress.
Right.
Really being the precursor to so many different diseases, so I get the connection there. Now, what about the time frame? Like, how much time do you need to devote to be able to really get something out of this?
Well, I tell folks that generally you want to at least try to journal a couple times a week. And so what I say is find a wonderful place to sit down, maybe grab your coffee, whether it be in the morning or in the evening, have a favorite pen and a beautiful journal, one that you would enjoy writing in, and that sets the stage for a great amount of writing.
What about, well, I want to go back to that internal critic, because without being specific, there are times when I've thought, I'm thinking this, I'm having this dialogue in my head, and I think, oh, I can't even put that down because people will think I'm not grateful, people will think I'm selfish. You know, there are people who, you know, struggle with fill in the blank. And so you start comparing yourself and basically, you know, criticizing and saying, I shouldn't even be thinking these, I don't even want to give them any merit.
Well, and exactly, I don't know if you heard yourself, but you said the word should. And like I say, tell your shoulds to go away. And a lot of times journal writing...
On paper, though? Because, like, what if somebody sees that? What if somebody picks it up? What if it's a legacy to your children or to your husband, and they read that and go, oh my gosh, my loved one thought this?
Right, and this book is a little different because you are going to be writing as a keepsake for your son or your daughter. But general journal writing, you know, I try to tell people to have a safe place for their journals. And a lot of times people will feel apprehensive about writing. And so, you know, I try to give them the free-for-all as far as whatever they want to write. But if they do feel like this is something that they don't want to, then at least change some of the names and that sort of thing.
Now, should we have a different journal for every area of our life? Because let's say somebody really is a thinker about where their life is going next. Maybe they're at this crossroads in their life and they think, I'm going to go this path. But at the same time, they've got different thoughts about their family and their children or their relationships. Do we have different journals for different
Right, that's a good question, Stephanie. What I try to tell my clients is if you have one journal where you can write the majority of what's going on in your life, that makes it less complicated. But for instance, if you're going to be going, say, through Europe backpacking, you may want to get a specific journal just for your traveling, and then you can write the various things that you want to write about in your specific travel journal. Or for instance, if you're expecting a son or a daughter and you want to write something specific to them, then yes, get something beautiful that you are excited to give as a keepsake.
I cannot recommend this enough, so I have to take this one last little second that we have to say, where can we get this if people want to get their hands on this? And believe me, it's a good one. I've had a couple different ones.
Well, you can go to Amazon.com. That's probably the easiest way to order the book.
Okay, Getting to Know You by Chris Dorn is how you can look that up on Amazon. Thank you so much, not only for the gift, but for sharing the gift of journal writing and how to do it. We appreciate that. For more information, you can visit our website at abc15.com. You'll find this one under the lifestyle section.